So I'm going to try something a little different this time. Usually I take a whole mess of pictures and write some kind of description, but I'm not sure anybody ever reads it and it kind of disappears. So this time what I'm going to try that's a little different is I'm going to shoot video kind of before and after every step. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually shoot video while I'm doing stuff and document everything that I'm doing and see how that goes. I suspect the video is going to be pretty decent. The microphone's mounted on the top of this camera, and I know that that sometimes I'll sound like Darth Vader trying to talk to it. But this is the project. It's an 87 Trans Am, and I don't know, a bunch of different colors. This is probably the good side right here. The bad side is this. That's not too bad. I've got another door for it. The hatch is off of a different car. I don't know. I may eventually paint that, or I may actually go with a Firebird wing at some point. It is partially disassembled right now. If you look, most of the engine is actually sitting back in the back. I've taken the engine apart because I've got a problem with the cylinder head, and I figure that makes it a good time since everything in the engine compartment is moved around and relatively loose and light. It'll be a good time for a K-Member swap. So let me clean things up a little bit and put it up on whatever I'm going to put it up on. That 2x4, I'm probably going to put it across the two fenders and use either some chain or some ratchet straps to use that to hold up the engine while I do it. Alright, let's see how this goes. I totally forgot that the valve train and I guess ARP studs and intake are sitting inside. Oh, kind of cool. I think we're going to use some of these, probably the blue ones, to strap the engine up. 400 pounds each. That should be enough, right? So I think for now this might be what we end up doing. In the back I set it on these ramps, which put it pretty high up in the air. Everybody keeps telling me I need to get it up in the air in the back also, so this is going to be it. And in terms of supporting the engine, I think this might do about as well as anything. It's a 2x4 across the fenders, and then two ratchet straps. One strapped down there to the fuel pump boss. This one's strapped to the power steering pump, which I've got mounted at a lower location than normal. And with the ratchet straps I can pull it pretty tight. Alright, picking up from where we left off yesterday. I think this is what we're going with for setup in terms of where we're going to do it. I've got it sitting on the big steel ramps in the back and on 6-ton jack stands in the front. And for right now, I've got the jack stands on the first notch. We'll see how that goes. Time to take the wheels off. I don't know if this is going to be too dark for you to see this well, but I've got the wheels off. You can tell it's been sitting for like 2 years. Nice and rusty. This side's actually not too bad otherwise. Actually, let me pause this for a second. I'm back with a light. You can kind of see part of the reason why I'm doing this. This side's not as bad, but all this wetness Before I parked it, both struts actually blew out. The one on the other side is doing nothing right now. This side feels like there is no strut on it, besides the fact that, you know, the suspension part of it, but it does no dampening whatsoever, and you can see it's all wet up there. Anyway, let's keep going. I think this is going to be where I'm stopping for the night. Tires are off, brakes are taken apart, you can see the calipers hanging up there. All the really bad hardware that I'm going to need to take apart I've covered in penetrant, and I think we're up to, hopefully tomorrow, the front suspension and springs are coming out. The other side looks pretty similar to this. By the way, that little earthquake gun, awesome. It's probably better than my Ingersoll Rand. And like I said, looks pretty similar. I may decide to pressure wash some of this before I go any further. I'm not sure. Well, I guess I'll go see what that is.